Yes, welcome student to our SS lecture. Today we are going to see our geography subject lesson 5, that is wind. Now children, here you can see one picture is there. In that the curtain is moving. So what is that? So it is in your textbook page number 21 you can see. That is in your classroom which objects are moving, which are still, which objects are moving on their own, which objects are not moving on their own. Why? So here you can see that the curtain is blowing. Why? The reason is that the wind, air, the moving air is called wind. So what are the winds and how these winds are being caused, that we are going to see detail in this lesson. Now here they are given one activity. What? You have to take a paper, fold it into small same size rolls. Keep both the paper rolls on one side of a table. You and your friend should select one roll each. Without touching the roll of the paper or the table, what can be done to move the paper rolls to the other end of the table? See whose the paper roll first to the other end of the table. What would be the reason for the delay in making the rolls reach to the other end of the table? What can we do to move the rolls to the other end of the table with a greater speed? So here from this picture what we can see, the two children are there and one of them is blowing the air from the mouth. Another girl, she has taken a book and she is blowing the air. So the which paper will move fast? Obviously that is getting a more quantity of the air that will be moving faster. Now for this we will see the geographical explanation. We have learned that the air pressure is not uniform across the earth's surface. So across the earth's surface air is not at all uniform. It will be different on the different places. Air moves from high pressure areas to the low pressure area. So in this diagram here you can see that is air is blowing from high pressure areas to the low pressure areas. When we consider the earth as a whole, we find the direction of the winds is influenced by the rotation of the earth. In the northern hemisphere, winds get deflected towards the right of the original direction, whereas in the southern hemisphere they get deflected towards the left of the original direction. So we can see the figure 5.2. So it is given over there. The direction has been shown by curved arrows in the figure. The rotation from west to east causes huge changes in the original direction of the winds. So that here, when we consider earth as a whole, the earth is a whole and the direction of the winds will be influenced by the rotation of the earth. In the northern hemisphere, winds get deflected towards the right or their original direction. Similarly, in the 5.2 you can see this figure, that in that it is being shown that the curved arrows are there. The curved arrow shows that the rotation from west to east caused the change in the original direction of the winds. So from this we can come to know that winds are changing the directions. Now next, that is a planetary winds. Now the planetary winds means what? Some winds blow regularly on the earth from high to low pressure belts throughout the year. These winds cover a large portion of the earth. Hence these are called planetary winds. So the planetary winds means what? That some winds that are blowing throughout the year from high to low pressure belts, and that winds covers a large portion, and these are called as a planetary winds. For example, the easterlies and the westerlies and the polar winds. So in the both the hemisphere, these winds blow from west to east, from high pressure area between 25 degree and 35 degree parallels to the equatorial low pressure belt, and due to the rotation of the earth, their original direction changes. So as the earth is rotating, the original direction of the winds are also been changing. In the northern hemisphere, they blow from northeast to north southwest, whereas in the southern hemisphere they blow from southeast to the northwest. These winds coming from both the sides converge near the equatorial calm belt. These winds are known as easterlies. So that easterlies means what? That is, again we will go through that. Due to the rotation, their original directions are changing. So in the northern hemisphere they are blowing from northeast to the southwest, whereas in the southern hemisphere they are blowing from southeast to northwest, and these winds that are coming from both the sides converge the equatorial calm belt, and these winds are known as easterlies. In both the hemisphere, winds blow from mid-latitudinal high pressure belt to the subpolar pressure belt situated in the 60-degree parallel. Their original direction changes due to the rotation of the earth. In southern hemisphere, these winds blow from northwest to the southeast, and in the northern hemisphere they are blowing from the southwest to the northeast. These winds are called westerlies. So another type of the winds is there, that is westerlies. Westerlies means what? That winds that are blowing from the mid latitudinal high pressure belt and to the subpolar low pressure belt, their original directions are changing due to the rotation of the earth. And in the southern hemisphere, these winds are blowing from northwest to southeast, and in the northern hemisphere they blow from southwest to the northeast, and this type of winds are called westerlies. Next is, what is polar winds? In both the hemisphere, winds blowing from polar high pressure belt to the subpolar low pressure belt are called polar winds. So that polar, the polar area means extremely cold area. So in both the hemisphere, winds are blowing from polar high pressure belt to the subpolar low pressure belt, that is from 55 degree to 65 degree, and they are called as a polar winds. Generally they are blowing from east to west. Now the local winds. The winds that blow for a short duration of time originate in specific region and blow over for a limited area are called local winds. So what are local winds? That winds that have been blowing for a very short period and they are originating in a specific, in a one area only, and blow for a limited area. They are called as a local winds. These winds are known as different local names in the different region where they blow. Now see, here you can see the picture. It has been given Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. So what is that? The region up to the 5 degree north. Here you can see that is 5 degree north and 5 degree south of the equator. So this is your, this is your equator. This is your equatorial portion. Okay. So it remains calm for most of the year and winds do not blow in this region, and in this region the winds are not blowing. It is called equatorial calm zones or doldrums. So what are the doldrums? That is a region where it is from 5 degree north to 5 degrees south. The equator remains calm for most of the year and winds do not blow in this region, and they are called doldrums. Then in the area near the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, that is between 25 degree and 35 degree north and south, there exists in a high pressure belt. This is also a calm belt. This belt is called horse latitudes. So horse latitude means what? The area near the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. That is means here you can see Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, that is between 25 degree to 35 degree north and south. There exists a high pressure belt, and there is also a calm belt. That belt is called as a horse latitude. Now here you can see the picture. That is why the questions have been asked over here. That why do the breezes blow from sea to the land during the daytime? So during the daytime, why the sea that breezes blow from sea to the land area? The reason is that during the day, as the land gets heated up faster than the water, as we know that during the daytime the land is getting heated compared to the water area, an area of a low pressure is created on land, whereas there is a region of comparatively higher pressure on the sea. As a result, breezes blow from sea to the land area during the daytime. Next question is been asked, when do winds blow from the land to the sea? Answer is the winds blow from the land to the sea during the night. Next, compare the figure 5.5a and 5.5b with reference to the temperature condition and air pressure and winds. So in figure 5.5a, the temperature is higher on the land and the pressure is low. So the winds that are blowing from sea to the land. In the figure 5.5b, the temperature is low on the land and the high pressure is high. Winds blow from land to sea. Next question, which winds are called sea breeze and which are called land breezes? Why? So winds that is 5.8 the land breeze because they blow from the sea, and 5.5b are called land breeze because they blow from the land. So why it is called? So that sea breeze they are called because they blow from sea area, and the land breeze they are blowing from land area, so they are called land breeze. So in which part of India are land and sea breezes experienced? So in India, it has been experienced near the coastal area, means near the sea area. So next question is given, do you experience sea and land breeze in your area? It depends. That answer you have to write on your own, because where you are staying, accordingly the answer will be there. So whether you are experiencing sea breeze or land breeze. Suppose you are staying near the sea area, obviously you will be experiencing sea breezes, and if you are staying in the land area, that is continental area, you will experience the land breezes. Now we will see the geographical explanation of all this answer. So what is the geographical explanation behind this? Land is made up of dense matter. It is stable and opaque. As a result, heat is transferred at a greater speed and in a higher proportion. The density of water is comparatively less. Water is transparent and unstable. Hence, water does not get heated quickly. As a result, the air pressure in land and water areas is different. So, what is the geographical explanation? So, land area is a dense. Similarly, land is stable and opaque, and due to that heat is transferred at a greater amount. So because of that, the land area is getting heating faster, whereas the sea area, the density of water is comparatively less. Water is transferred and unstable, and because of that the water does not get heat quickly. In the coastal areas, lands get heat during the day. Then hence the air on the land also gets heated and the air pressure on land decreases. The sea water gets heated slowly, hence the air is less heated and the air pressure remains high. Winds blowing from the sea towards the land are called sea breeze. At night, land cools down faster as compared to the sea and therefore has higher air pressure. Hence, land breezes blows from the land towards the sea. So, what is the reason behind that? In the coastal areas, coastal area means the sea area. The land is getting heat during the daytime faster compared to the sea water. Hence, the air on the land that is also getting heated during the daytime, and that air pressure on the land decreases. The sea water that is getting heated slowly during the daytime, the air is less heated and air pressure remains high, and that winds that are blowing from sea towards the land are called sea breeze. At night the land cools down faster compared to the sea water. So therefore the air pressure is higher, and hence these breezes are called as a land breeze, and the land breeze blows from land towards the sea area. Here you can see here sea breezes, they are moving from sea area to the land area. Again here you can see the land breezes are moving to the sea area. So winds blow under the particular condition in different areas. These are also called as local winds. For example, Fawn, Ginok, Bora, Lu. Now we will see seasonal winds. Seasonal winds means what? Now here you can see, that is the diagram. In this you can see the monsoon winds are generated due to the uneven heat of land and water in the different seasons. During summer, monsoon blows from sea to the land, and in the winter they are blow from land to the sea. So here you can see, that is, you can see over here, that is in the from summer and winter, two different diagrams are being shown over here. So the monsoon winds that are being generated due to the heat of land and water in the different regions, that is during the summer, monsoons blow from sea to the land. Here you can see, that is from the land to the sea it has been blowing. Then during summer, monsoon blows from sea to the land, and in winter they blow from land to the sea. So that is in the parts you can see over here, that is the area. You can see the different parts, that is your Africa, Southeast Asia, North Australia are the regions where the pronounced effects of the east are being felt. Monsoon winds are in fact sea and land breezes blowing on a large scale. So most of the precipitation in the Indian subcontinent is effect on monsoon winds. After crossing the equator, they blow from southeast towards the Indian subcontinent during the period from June to September. They are called southwest monsoon winds. So these are called as a southwest monsoon winds. They are full of moisture. Then from September to December, because of low pressure area developing near the equator, winds blow from the Indian subcontinent towards the equator. These are called northeast monsoon winds. They are dry winds. So that is the winds that are blowing from June to September. They are called southwest monsoon winds and they are full of moisture. Whereas that is winds that are blowing from the September to December, they are called northeast monsoon winds and they are dry. Now next you see, that is cyclones. Cyclones means what? Here you can see the picture of cyclone. Cyclonic conditions are created when a low pressure area is surrounded by high pressure area. In this condition, winds start blowing towards a low pressure area from the surrounding high pressure area. When the cyclones are occurred, when it is been created from the low pressure area, the surrounded high pressure areas, at that time the winds are blowing from low pressure area to the surrounding high pressure area, and that time the cyclones will occur. Due to the rotation of the earth, the cyclonic winds in the northern hemisphere move in the anti-clockwise direction. Cyclones occurring in the western part of Pacific Ocean along the coast of Japan, China, Philippines are known as typhoons. You can see this diagram. In this picture you can see these are known as typhoons. These storms arise in both months between June and October. Due to high velocity winds and heavy rains, they will be destructive. And when the typhoons are coming, at that time they are very destructive. They are totally destroying the near areas. The cyclones in the Caribbean Sea are known as hurricanes. So this type of the cyclones are known as hurricanes. These are also destructive in nature. So due to these storms, the minimum velocity of wind is 60 km per hour. Cyclones also originate in the temperate zone, but they are not powerful, hence they are not destructive. Next you see anticyclones. Under specific atmospheric conditions, the air pressure in a particular region increases and the pressure in the surrounding areas remain low. In this situation, wind blow from the center towards the surrounding area. Now here you can see the winds that have been blowing from the surrounding areas. In the northern hemisphere, these winds blow in a clockwise direction, whereas in the southern hemisphere they are blowing in the anti-clockwise direction. So during anticyclone, this is an anticyclone, the skies are clear. You can see over the picture of the anticyclone, the area, you can see the sky is clear, winds are blowing over here, but in the lesser velocities, and the weather is pleasant. So you can, the picture you can, here it is being shown. From this we can clear cut, we can see when these types of anticyclones are coming, at that time they are not destructive, and the sky is very clear, the winds will be blowing in a lesser amount, in the lesser velocity, and weather is very pleasant. On the weather map, the center of anticyclone is represented by the letter H. Here you can see the diagram over here. Here the H is been represented. Anticyclones are vividly, and winds in this region are also moving, and hence the rainfall is quite low. So here, that is, high pressure belts are being formed, and due to that, what is happening, the winds are being blowing from the high pressure to the low pressure area, as well as the polar regions also. So by that, this our lesson is over. In the next lecture we will see our question answers.